What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Kayla Hopkins, and I am from Philadelphia.
As a 16-year-old, what was one of your goals and where did you see yourself?
At 16, at the time, I just saw stability. I saw peace and healthiness outside of the environment in which I was growing up in. At the time, I had the plan set out to go to the Air Force, go to college, move away. That has always been my biggest goal, move away. Now, obviously, the military didn't work out. I'm not in it today, but still the same, still the same plan. Move away, find stability, find happiness and peace, and grow my career and whatever knowledge or skill that was going to bring stability. I wanted to learn something that was going to bring in the money. So,
What are you most proud of accomplishing?
in life, you will learn no matter the age group, people can and will still be representation of the environment they come from, their families, and or their own inner childs. They can be 50 and still have the mindset of a 15-year-old, or still have a mindset of the time when they were the most traumatized. So reparenting myself, re reevaluating, growing, challenging myself, being my own teacher on undoing a lot of what I learned, undoing a lot of what I see, challenging my initial reactions or my initial mindset. Um, Challenging myself to think the opposite, to a lot of things can be doom and gloom, as we talked about about people's lives not being set out for them. You don't know what's going on, and that's scary. Life is scary, and doing it without guidance and having to be your own guidance, it's scary, but it is definitely something to wear with pride if you're able to do so. That is definitely one of my big ones. um Second for me is stability. Stability is everything for me. It's everything for me. I feel like you can't get anywhere in life if you don't have stability, you're not grounded. Um, Having a home, having a place, a sanctuary, just a place to wind down, to plan, to make a plan of action, to recoup, to rest, to feed your spirit again, and then deal with all the life is. I feel like it's a huge accomplishment. You can I know again people in different shades of life, different ages that are still trying to find stability, haven't found it yet, still trying to find what career fits them, their home. There's a lot of things that are missing, and I feel like that is one of the major generational curses to break. Where it's a lot of babies having babies, and a lot of people having and starting families without any real direction they have in their own life, so they can't teach and pass it on. So creating stability first, and then being able to pass that on is major. Um, Lastly, I would say I'm really proud of the family that I'm creating, um, and the intentionality that I have with it. I got married, which was lovely. And my wife and I are our family right now. One, two is a family. I love that here. Starting with just us two and doing all the work and making sure it's as healthy as it can be. We can grow together, grow individually. So when we grow our family, it there will be so many generational curses broken, so much what I like to call is Black privilege. Like, it is a Black privilege to have a healthy family, a peaceful family, stability, a plan, a mindset, to have generational wealth, to build on that, to know where to go, have degrees. Like, any of this is what I consider Black privilege. So, those are my pride and joys. Those three. Yeah.
What's something that you've learned recently that has changed your perspective?
Recently, my sister sent me this book, and it kind of tied into all the work that I was doing and going, but it gave me the final grounding on it. Like I was able to release, like, lesson learned, book closed. I got it now. Like I really get it. It opened my eyes, changed perspective on a lot of things. Book called The Let Them Theory. Um, it was amazing. It was amazing, and it just the way that things clicked so quickly. And I've been working on it for years. Is crazy. But to let them, it's the theory is let them and then let me. That is because we all have different traumas and things or strained relationships with family. For me specifically, I went no contact with my family completely at 17 and been doing life. Um, and it's a lot that comes with that. It's a lot with doing life yourself by yourself without having any guidance. Guidance and family is a safety net. And that's what people I feel like don't really understand. It's having that is a privilege, having that safety net, having someone to go to, having a sounding board or a place to fall safely when you fuck up or you don't know what's going on or when you don't know what resource to have or when this life hits you, this life hits you. Having to find that out by yourself, um, it's a lot. It's scary. It's a lot, and you don't know if you're going through the right. You don't know if you're doing the right path, if you're doing the right thing, if doing this hurtful things, this really what it should be, especially when you have 20 other people or everyone else has the same type of mindset or same life of, well, this just is what it is. I refuse to take bare minimum with anything. I don't believe things are the way they are. I just believe that that doesn't have to be included in my life. That doesn't have to be my reality. I respect your reality, just doesn't have to be mine. So I'm gonna let you, and I'm gonna let me. Essentially, I you can't look for what people don't have on their menu. Simple as that. I accept people exactly where they are and how they are. I accept my parents for who they are and exactly how they are to me. Just people. I look at people as persons rather than the relationship I have with them. So I'm not looking at you as mom, I'm not looking at you as sister. I'm looking at your person. How do you engage with other people in life? How do you engage with yourself? What is your self-value? If you don't value yourself, how do I expect you to value me? And then it just it frees you from everything. Frees you from disappointment, high expectations that you're never gonna be broke. It frees you just have a lot of negative emotions and her feelings and you can just love people at a distance. Makes it easy. So let them. Whatever action it is, whatever it is it's a lot of hurt that we as people have from our family or people not being what we want them to be or being who we need them to be. Let them. Let them be exactly how they are. They didn't show up. They didn't XYZ, ABC. Let them. The only thing you control in this world is yourself. And half of that is still a battle. So you let them and then you let you. So if you do only part of the theory, you can remain on a high horse, a pedestal. You're not really putting it to use. You just feel entitled. Let them. It makes yourself feel good at that time. It doesn't really matter. You could try to convince yourself that. But there's also and always going to be an accountability piece. There are things that happen to you that happen in life and things general, but we all have control to a degree of our own actions of certain things of how we will maneuver. You don't have to stay in a situation this long. You don't have to. So now it's your piece. Let me. They did this, so I'm going to do this. And also things aren't even intentional. Things it helps you release things. It helps just with a life. You can think someone has malicious intent and it doesn't. When you think let them and then you let me, they didn't respond to my message, that's fine. Let me continue on this course. Let me remain cordial. Let me do this or whatever. You release any negative feelings you have. Now, life and universe can play out the way it is. If they're supposed to be there, they're supposed to be there in your life. If they're not, they're not. If it was malicious, you'll know. And if not, not. You don't need to sit with that on you. You don't need to fix things and fix people and try to let them.
What's a piece of advice that you've received that has stuck with you throughout your life?
So, okay, a little backstory. I was raised my whole life by my father. It was kind of flip side for me. My mom was considered to be like the deadbeat mom. I had an absolutely wonderful stepmother who was in my life for raised me from 2 until about 8, and is still continuously in my life and it's just been my has always been my woman role model, the absolute best to me. Like, she deserved flowers, the stars, everything. Always have. The way she carries herself with such grace, such wisdom for as young as she is. Um, I couldn't understand it then, but it is what stuck with me my entire life. So she's always ingrained to me that life is more than life is more than Philly. Life is more, and that phrase was just saying that life is more than environment in which I'm in. Life is more than this little bubble here. And she instilled in me the importance of books, the importance of academics and scholars. Essentially, that a book that academics was going to be my out, and she would drill that in my head over and over and over again. In that short period of time, she made sure that, I mean, she knew the type of environment that I am, the type of family that I had, and the type of guidance that I would get. She knew that it was a lot to be distracted from easily, to knock you off path, to be. I am, on my father's side, I am one of 8 siblings. And it's so easy to fall off course. Most of them did. And it's so easy to be like everyone else. She drilled in my head that the books was going to be my out. It was going to be my out. All I had to do was go to school. I had to focus on school, get as high as grades as I could, and I can get out. And that was my out. That was my out. That was my out. That piece of advice was so, is just, I'm so grateful for it. It's the foundation and the basis of why I've always moved the way I am. Um, Essentially, it's the basis. So life lifed, and going off at 17, I experienced um, sexual abuse and then really extreme familial abuse in all facets. And it was really hard. It was really tough trying to figure everything out. Um, and my plan kind of fell apart. I didn't go to the military. I was an honor roll student my entire life, kept a 4.0, was doing AP classes, and I didn't have the guidance, the wristband, or the help to do scholarships. Parent wouldn't sign for FAFSA. Just a lot of things going on, so the plan fell apart. But that advice has never left my head, and I pivoted. I pivoted, and I remade my plan still with the same foundations. My workforce has been my college degree. I have gotten positions. I am in position where people have decades of experience, multiple degrees in, and we are in the same exact space doing the same exact thing. I was able and still am using academics as my way out. I work in banking type of industry field, and each job has gotten me higher up and higher up in these spaces, and being in these white spaces and taking home this knowledge and bringing it home to my black family so that we can create black privilege and black wealth, because the skill sets the skill sets in these jobs either not what's advertised to you as a kid, as a black kid at that. We have the 5 basic jobs like a doctor or a lawyer, a few other jobs that mainly require you to get in debt in order to get them. That's the whole point, is to keep that wealth gap there. So cheating the code, finding a way to be able to cheat the code to be able to just get these privileges. Like, when I say learning is such a privilege, as a black woman is such a privilege, getting these skill sets free by working, getting paid to learn these things, getting paid to advance your career is amazing. The absolute best advice I can ever give to anyone. Um, the books are it. Let the books be your out. I've read, because I was a good, really big reader my whole life, and read, let the books be your out. Your environment is going to be a lot, and it's going to be so easy to stray from it. If you can let yourself fall in a book, if you can let yourself what's the word I'm looking for? If you can find a way to cope healthily, and if it's in a book, if it's in a fantasy, if it's in something healthy that is not what you're in right now, fall into it, do it, read the book, continue reading the book, continue learning, because that can be and will be your saving grace. You can have absolutely no money, nothing, a dime to you, and you will win just from the way that you persevere in academics. Skill sets, these are money. Use jobs like money, use college and certificates at any placement you can have as money.
Looking back over your life, if you could talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you say to her and what words of advice would you give her?
To be selfish, I feel like no one gives that advice. I feel like the idea of selflessness is detriment. I think it's truly a detriment. How can anyone give to anyone when you're trying to build your foundations? You got holes in your cup and you're trying to give to someone else. You're trying to feed someone else and you can't feed yourself yet. So be selfish. You got this and be selfish. Spend time on you. There should no one be a front. There should not be anyone in front of you than yourself.